Steve here, and today is Monday, and it's March 19th, and we are in the 11th lunar month of liberation, which has to do with realities dissolving, releasing, and liberating you to other realities. And there's a quote here from Jose Arguelles, who in the 1970s, um, began speaking about his, I think it was his doctoral work on the Mayan cosmology. And he really brought in a lot of kind of new old information. And here was something that he said. To see clearly, you must continuously detach from yourself. The actual you is a moving force and not any personality or conditioned state of being, though it might appear otherwise to the fixated world. I just let you think about that. I'm going to set up a healing field, so for those who come primarily for the healing field, they can have that, and I am here primarily because of the healing field. So we'll go ahead and set that up. You can, if you choose to, you can state out loud, I connect to my deep self, connect to my higher self, connect to my highest self. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. I open myself to the healing power of the One, and I let go of anything not useful to me now. And if you want assistance from the seventh dimensional beings, the Hathors, I highly recommend. Just state out loud, I choose to work with the Hathors. They've been one of my main teachers in this life. And their main focus is healing, and healing through sound and vibration. So in some ways, you can't go wrong. Okay, I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good, release and integrate at this time. And I invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. And I ask that we all be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. Upon arrival at the event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. For those of you who are just here for the healing, the setup of the healing field, then you can hit pause and come back later, go more towards the end of the video for the closing portion of the healing field. Today, Monday, May 19th, is a yellow self-existing warrior day, guided by free will. So self-existing is tone 4 of the 13 lunar tones. So you can think of these tones as vibrational frequencies. So the vibrational frequency of the 13 tones influences the day that you might have based on the vibrational frequency. So the vibrational frequency of tone 4 is the self-existing frequency. And what it has to do with is form. um, defining, measuring, and bringing the formless into form. It's only through the operation of measure as wholeness and order that any manifestation can occur as a coherent organism. Measure is the form-giving principle of energy, is represented by the number 4. So there's 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements, 4 limbs, 4 chambers of the human heart, 4 sides to the tetrahedron. 4 deliver structure into the 3rd dimension. 4 often offers double stability. You have the polarity of 2, and then you have the structure of that polarity in 4. Tone 4 represents the essential role of definition in shaping our lives. When supported with accurate information, clarity is formed and direction revealed. Without verified facts, life may be clouded or disoriented. Plans are weakened when based in speculation or hearsay. Therefore, Tone 4 prompts us to ask questions like what, where, when, why, and how. Define specifics. Assess the situation. Unveil the designs. Determine the parameters. Measure possible scenarios. Scheme and dream the structures you seek. The wisdom of Tone 4 assists our development by observing that when recipes for creation are recorded, others can then replicate and build upon our evaluation and evolution, discernment and formulation. Let's remember that our everyday definitions construct our everyday perceptions, which ultimately shapes our world by functioning as an open system. We're capable of restructuring our perspectives in order to transform our reality. So it's a yellow warrior today, which is number 16 of the 20 solar kins. And it's interesting because just the last part of that self-existing Tone 4 was talking about challenging reality. It's a yellow warrior, self-existing warrior, which is about questioning, intelligence, and fearlessness. And Chogyam Trungpa, a Rinpoche, I believe a Buddhist monk, he said, fearless is not a reduction of fears, but rather the capacity to go beyond fear. To go beyond fear. Going beyond fear begins when we examine our fear. In the Shambhala tradition, discovering fearlessness comes from working with the softness of the human heart. The spirit of the yellow warrior invites us to access divine guidance, the one consciousness. And what I find lovely about the one consciousness, the term, the one consciousness, it includes everything. You are an aspect of the one consciousness. But you can, as an aspect of the one consciousness, perceive yourself as separate from the one consciousness. And maybe many people do that. Maybe the majority of the world perceives itself as separate from the one consciousness. Excuse me a moment. Access divine guidance, circulate fresh analysis of our convictions, what we think is true. Challenge it every time, because some of it's just patterned thinking that is not accurate. Confront uncharted terrain. Exercise keen awareness. Just be present. Be aware of being aware. Embrace challenge by recognizing it as the ever-present gift of growth. Challenge leading to growth. Understand obstacles as opportunities to strengthen ourselves. Apply mindfulness, which is present, which is awareness. Precision and will. Question all appearances, reference points, and information to gain deeper insight and intelligence. Question and confront fears in order to release their hold and transcend them, applying one-pointed focus and determination in cautiously proceeding towards goals while remaining unweighted by expectations, attachments to results. A warrior's strength is in how she responds. How will you channel the power of the yellow warrior? The yellow warrior glyph symbol resembles as a shield communicating you are an agent of cosmic forces. Be at home in the cosmic question mark. Integrate the three forces of mind, will, and spirit to pick up the staff of galactic empowerment. I just think that's a really good sentence. To pick up the staff of galactic empowerment. Open up to the possibility that your power comes not only from the earth offering its power up through your legs into your Dantian, your center of power just below your belly button. And your power also comes down from the cosmos through your crown chakra, entering in and filling your spinal cord with light. For 9 or 10 days now, I have been doing a masterful job of releasing anger. And how I've done this is you can oftentimes feel that you're angry after it starts moving, and maybe you are angry towards someone or something, some object that displeased you or whatever it was that happened. And I'd say all of you understand that energy of anger. What I'd like to help you do is separate anger and violence. Because oftentimes the experience we had of others' anger had to do with their violence towards us or towards someone else. But it's useful to separate these two things, anger and violence, because they don't belong together. Sometimes if we don't learn to work with the power of anger, we can end up violent, but they're not the same thing. Violence can be the result of anger, but it's the result of fear, it's the result of grief, it's the result of many things. But because most of our parents didn't know how to work with anger, then they just vibrated it. So there was this maybe possibly a threatening feeling in the vibration. And those who used anger as a means of control of, say, their children, those children learned that it wasn't okay for them to get anger because the bigger people could be violent. And so they began to associate their own power, when they expressed their power, with violence, with physical trauma that came back to them from being empowered. So what I'm going to suggest is that you separate those two. Matter of fact, just let the violence go and trust yourself to be able to handle the power that is anger, called anger. It's only anger when it's stored. When it's flowing, it's just power. So when you feel that discomfort of anger, so the past 10 days or so, this anger has been coming to the surface and coming out. But there's a practice that you can take on, which is identifying different aspects of yourself. So I suggest that you connect to your deep self, connect to your higher self, connect to your highest self. Ground yourself to the healing center of the earth. There's a purpose for all of this, which is being able to handle energies when they're intense. So in relationship to anger, if you haven't felt safe with dealing with anger before, then practice this. So the anger is stored in the part of you that was traumatized. And so the anger is possibly associated in your mind with abuse, with trauma towards you, either physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual trauma coming from someone else and affecting you. So it can be a little intimidating, scary, produce a little anxiety at times, or you may be comfortable with it. But if it produces that anxiety, then just know that that anxiety can't hurt you. You're a yellow warrior. This is a day of fearlessness. And it's not like a lack of fear. It's like not being stopped from your experience through fear. So I found that the anger can be anywhere. It's oftentimes in the wrists and hands. It's oftentimes in the ankles and feet. It's sometimes in the coccyx at the bottom of the sacrum, or the pubic bone, or the fifth lumbar in the lower back, or the lower part of the neck, or the top front portion of the head. Those are the points. And when anger is stored, it's stored as a systemic energy, but oftentimes it's easiest for me to access in the chest. So do this briefly. So you have a part of yourself that was injured, and you could think of that as the part of yourself that has this unresolved trauma from the past. And you're going to bring it forward, but you're going to bring it forward as your untraumatized self. So you have an aspect of yourself that is not traumatized, that has resolved whatever traumas it experienced. So that untraumatized part of yourself, the observer, the witness, the aware one that you are, is going to hold a space of support for the part of you that was traumatized. Okay, so we're going to do this right now. We got this whole event we're clearing that we went back to. That's going on. So even if you feel a little anxiety, just go beyond the fear to the anger. Might go to the grief as well. They just all kind of go together. They're like a rope, and the twines are anger, fear, and grief. So invite that part of you to come forward. Tell it this will be briefly. You'll be safe. We're not going to make you do anything. We're just going to be present with you in the anger that you've been holding for the rest of us. So bring that anger forward. You can notice it in your body, where you feel it. It can be different for different people, but maybe just be aware of it in your chest. Be aware of that part that's holding the anger that needed to be buried because it was too scary or made one too sad. And sometimes if you got sad, it brought up the anger of others. It's a strange emotions. We're just learning how to work with them. So you might feel a pulsing. Oh, you might feel like the fear is typically, oftentimes you'll feel that in the shoulders. And so, just now, what happened was a little space was held and given to that part that was traumatized by anger, and it released some of that anger. So you might feel tingling in the hands, you might feel tingling in the feet, in the legs. Oftentimes you'll feel energy movement when you begin to release these energies. I just had a message that this is enough. So that was just a small lesson, and for a part of you that is now holding less anger, it released a bit of anger. Now you can practice it when you feel like it on your own time. This is what I love. I love healing. I love how healing takes place. I love healing to be gentle and easy whenever it can be. Okay, we're going to finish up this video with completion of the healing field. So I asked the higher self and our soul group to assist all the souls that return to the event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event and bring that combined soul into the body with all of its wisdom, power, and clarity, its compassion, its curiosity, and its kindness. And with joy and peace, I ask those souls, all of you souls, to ground yourself into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And I ask that those new energies be brought in now. And imagine that you can feel that power going into the earth, that power is going to come back to you from the earth as you remain grounded and stable and have your foundations in the earth and your consciousness open to the one consciousness, which you're an aspect of. So you are an aspect of the one consciousness, and you are physically an aspect of the earth. Your body is an earth suit. A living, functioning, somewhat functioning, maybe well functioning aspect of the life of the earth. And according to the Mayan calendar word Winclil, which means human being, it translates as a cosmic vibratory root. So you are a vibrating root system of cosmic energy. I mean, yeah, maybe you're an asshole sometimes. I know I am. And you are also, on a higher level, a cosmic vibratory root. Take it in. It's who you are. It's who I am. It's who we are. Here to change the world. by letting go of old traumatic stuck energies like anger and fear and grief, by releasing those from the past, from the unresolved events of the past, releasing those energies and letting our cosmic vibration awaken. Just feel it flowing through our system. Feel the earth energies flowing through our system. Feel those combining in the areas of the heart, the cosmic and the earthly, combining and vibrating in the heart, because it really is love that heals all things. Okay, I like that video. I hope you do too. And now can change.